Welcome to the Computer Tutor. On this tape, you'll soon learn all about connecting your computer to the world of information. Now, here's the Computer Tutor herself, Kim Commando, with Mike Levy.
Now, Kim was just telling me that there's some way you can communicate with your computer over the phone lines. How can you do that?
Just like you use a regular phone, just like you use this phone.
That I know how to do. You pick up the phone, you dial somebody, and you talk to them. But how can you do this with a computer? There's no dial on it.
Well, no, there's something inside the computer. Like when I bought my computer, inside there was a modem.
There you go with the words again.
It was all a modem is. It stands for, just so you know, a modulator, demodulator.
Oh, that makes it real clear. Why do you need a modem?
Well, because see, the phone company is set up for when we have a conversation using sounds. So we have to put something in our computer so that this way we can have a conversation with our computer.
All right, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, well, inside my computer, you see, here's the modem. And it looks like two little sockets there, like you see that you out of your wall jack.
So you know if you have a modem in your computer by looking for the two little telephone jacks.
Oh, yeah,
in
you
there.
can just do it. Now, this modem is marked, and so like one side will say line, and the other side will say phone. Now, the line part goes into connects the modem to the line jack in your house.
So you got to unplug it from your phone to use that, right?
That's right.
Okay.
So what we do is,
Unplug it from the phone.
okay, so you unplug it from the phone and
Plug it in there.
plug it into the line part.
Okay, line is right there.
It's towards me, and it just snaps right in
Pretty
there.
good. Pretty mechanically inclined. It's like home improvement here so far. We're getting in here. Okay.
Okay, now the next side, we have to plug in the modem to the phone.
Now my phone doesn't work though.
It doesn't work, but once we hook the phone up in there, the
Okay.
phone will work. You'll see.
Better work.
Okay.
Works. Okay, great.
And now the reason for this is so that I can use the phone when I'm not using the modem.
Now I thought you had to have some special phone line put in your house to talk over the computer. This
Oh, no,
is pretty good.
No, you use the regular phone line. But let's say you bought a computer that didn't have a modem inside.
I was going to say that because my computer doesn't have those phone jacks in the back.
Okay, well there's a thing called the external modem. Okay.
External modem.
And that means it sits outside the computer. I have one over here. Okay. This is an external modem. It has the same plugs in the back, the line and the phone plugs. But an external modem normally has some lights on the outside just to let you know what's going on.
So it's sort of like an add-on feature if you don't have one already.
That's right.
Okay, but why would you ever want to talk to someone over your computer? You just pick up the phone and you call people.
No, see, when you talk to another computer with your computer, all that information that's on the other computer is just like it's in your computer because you have full access to it.
So you're sort of like sharing information back and forth.
That's right. You're sharing information. You're meeting new friends. It's really incredible.
Now, I heard something about talking to people over bulletin boards or something. What is a computer bulletin board?
Well, it's called a bulletin board system. And what it is, it's like a regular bulletin board where people can post notes, they can exchange information.
Like this one here.
Like this one. And like there's some bulletin boards just for people that maybe follow antiques. Okay?
Are there a lot of these bulletin boards around the nation?
There's tons of bulletin boards. I mean, take a look at this magazine I brought just to show you all the bulletin boards.
You're telling me that all these things are bulletin boards?
Yeah, but there's a lot more than that on bulletin boards.
Wait a second, look at this. America's Suggestion Box. This one I need here. Devoted to collecting and distributing consumer feedback.
That's just one example. There are just tons of these things all throughout the country. As a matter of fact, all throughout the world.
Really?
But also on bulletin board systems, you can get something called shareware. And I brought this magazine to show you.
They have a magazine dedicated to share. What is shareware?
Okay, shareware is software that you try and then you buy.
How do you try it and then buy it?
Well, what happens is it's on the bulletin board system, okay? Now, you have to follow me on this.
Okay.
Okay, we call the bulletin board system with our computer.
With the modem thing,
With the modem,
Okay.
okay? And then we take the file off of the bulletin board system computer. That's called downloading the file.
Right.
Okay, so I'm taking it from the bulletin board system and I'm putting it onto my computer. And there's all types of shareware out there.
There are. Look at all.
Okay.
So all this is shareware?
Yeah, that's right. But there's something else called, there's something else other than just a bulletin board system. Okay?
Right.
It's called an online service.
Is that what this stuff is back
And
here?
that's what Prodigy is. Prodigy is an online service. Now, an online service is a super huge computer with tens of thousands of lines going in. And like a bulletin board, but unlike a bulletin board system, there's a lot more people using it, maybe even like a couple of million people using an online service.
So it's like a service bureau. Because I heard like Dow Jones, you call up and
Yeah,
get your
Dow
stock
Jones
market.
is one. America Online's another. I mean, there's just all kinds of things.
I got to know this. Why did you bring your suitcase with clothes hanging out like this?
Well, this was to show you the way that you take files off a computer, say a bulletin board system, or even the online services you can download shareware from now. But what I brought the suitcase for was to show you that when you take the file, it's compressed. I mean, it's all stuffed in there. And that's called file compression. It's just a fraction of the size of what the file really is.
So why do you have to do that? Why do you have to compress the file?
Well, see, when you compress the file, it makes sense because this way it takes a shorter amount of time for the file to get from their computer to your computer. But once you get it on your computer, you have to like unpack the suitcase. You have to like make it the size that it should be, and that's called, you probably guessed, uncompression.
So it makes it easier and faster to send over the phone line. So it probably saves toll charges too,
right?
right?
Yeah, it saves toll charges too. But there's a whole bunch of more things you can do with a modem. I mean, and you're gonna see when we use Prodigy in just a short time that there's just so much on an online service, much more than you can possibly have on your computer alone. It opens up a whole new world to you.
Okay, Kim, I'm ready to do Prodigy. I've got the phone line plugged into the external modem. I had to use an external modem because my trusty computer doesn't have an internal modem. I'm ready to go. What do we do?
Okay, well, we have the software on the computer. So to start Prodigy from Windows, all I have to do is point and double click. We get that hourglass that tells me that Prodigy is almost ready set up. The first thing we need to do is type in our ID.
Okay.
Our ID is like a social security number. You know, it's our ID, our identification number to use the service. Mine is Kim K99A. And now I'm going to press the tab key and go into the password field. Okay, I have a special password, so don't look at the keyboard because I don't want you to use my account. And that's why you see those stars there.
So now I got to get the telephone so we can dial, right?
That's right. And I press enter.
I haven't got the phone.
No, listen.
It's dialing by itself.
That's the modem. That's the external modem. See, my computer is now calling the Prodigy computer. Okay, did you hear that sound?
I see. What is all that noise?
Okay, the modem is acting as the interpreter, okay, between my computer and the Prodigy computer.
Ah.
Okay, so it's translating the conversation, it's making sure everything's okay, so that this way they can talk to each other.
It stopped now. What does that do?
Okay, that means that we're all connected, almost. When we see the Prodigy screen, that means that we're fully connected, and now we're able to use all the stuff inside Prodigy.
Oh, great.
All the menus. Okay, now, when you first start Prodigy, you see the highlights up above. Okay, the word highlights. This is like your welcoming screen. And on my welcoming screen, I have the top stories of the day. I have money, stories. This is like the business section, the newspaper.
Check your stocks and
Okay,
things.
yep, and I have the sports section and
great.
the arts. And then there's other topics like home life, computers, and travel.
Let's check the top stories.
Okay, all you have to do is point and double click. And here we are at the news highlights.
Wow.
Okay, and these are all things that are happening right now. Okay,
I see.
and I want you to take a look, though, at the top, because this is always kind of neat, that on some online services, they have like a star or a guest celebrity that you can write notes to.
Post your questions at David Brinkley?
Yeah, so it's David Brinkley this weekend. You know, David Brinkley, the news commentator.
Yes.
And so if you write David Brinkley a note, odds are, I bet you he's going to answer you.
Okay, what else can we do here?
Okay, well, how about if we check my mail?
Yeah, how do you do mail over this?
Well, you know, just like I have a mailbox at home, I have a mailbox on Prodigy. Okay, but I'm going to jump, and I'm going to point and click on jump, and here I see read mail.
What does jump mean?
Okay, jump is like, you know how you play hopscotch and you jump, 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 jump? Okay, well, the jump command inside Prodigy gets me from one part of the computer system to another part of the computer system.
I see.
Okay, so I can go from topics.
Let's read your mail here.
Okay. Well, I don't think I have any new mail, but I'm going to show you what it looks like anyway. Yep, I have no new mail, but it asks me if I still want to go to my mailbox.
Okay.
So I'm going to point and click on yes to go there. And now what's happening is it's almost like my mailbox at home, but these are electronic notes.
Oh, you got a lot of letters in your mailbox here.
Well, yeah, it's like the first two notes are from the listeners of or from some of my listeners of the radio show, but the third note is from my sister. Okay, and I'm going to point and click just to show you what a note will look like. So when you read a message, all you have to do is point and click on the number.
Oh, it sounds like she was kind of mad at you there.
Well, she's mad at me because I've been working so hard. She's tried to call me, and all she gets is my phone machine because I've been working so hard with you. Okay? So she has sent me an electronic note.
This is work?
Well, this is the easiest way for her to get a hold of me.
Let's write back to her.
Okay, well, you see how it's blinking around reply?
Right.
That means I'm going to point and click on that. That's my option. So I'm going to point and click there to send her a note back. Okay?
Well, let's send her a note. Okay.
Well, I know what she's asking me. She's asking me if I'll house sit while she goes on vacation. So I'll say yes, I'll house sit. And I got to say love. Kim, okay?
Now, how does she get this?
Okay, just watch. When I point and click on send, okay, now Prodigy asks, you have selected to send this message. Are you sure? Okay.
Sort of your last way out.
That's right. So I'm going to point and click on yes. And now watch this. My message has already been sent. Okay. Now, if she turns on her computer and she goes into Prodigy, using her modem, okay, she'll have my note like instantaneously.
Well, what if she lives in a different state, like we're in California and she's in New York or something like that?
Well, that's no big deal because like I live in Phoenix, okay, and she lives in another state. Okay, so what I do is I call a computer, a Prodigy service computer by my house, so I don't have any long distance charges. She calls one by her house, and that's the way it works.
This is a lot better than mailing letters back and forth.
Oh yeah, but
what else can we do?
Okay, let me show you something else. Let me show you. I know you like baseball. How about if we jump to baseball?
Well, this.
I can even see ski conditions, but let's check the international weather that's blinking now. And to go there, I'm going to point and click. It's that easy. Now, Acapulco, is that what you said?
Yeah, I was going to trip you up. It says Acapulco.
Yeah, but look at the other place, Africa. But you want to see Acapulco, so
okay.
I'm going to point and click on Acapulco, just to show you what the weather's like there.
Let's see.
Okay,
it's thinking.
There it is, the periods of clouds and sunshine.
Wow.
Okay,
well,
what about your horoscope?
Horoscope, I'm ready for that.
Okay, so let's jump to our horoscope. And all we have to do is that we're going to jump again. Okay,
right.
So I select it by pointing and clicking on jump. And now I'm going to type in horoscope.
So you tell Prodigy where you want to go in the system.
Where you want to go.
And then you hit OK.
Okay, and then type in what you want. I'm going to point and click on OK to go there. You get that hourglass. That means that we're doing it. Okay? So, okay, now what's your birth date?
5 May.
Okay, so I type in 05. Now I need to go to the next field, so I'm going to press a tab.
Okay, 28th.
28th. And now you got to give me your year.
I don't care. 1948.
Okay, 1948. Okay, and now it asks me for the horoscope date, and I'm going to point and click on OK to see your horoscope.
So this is today's date, but we could go to some other date as well.
Oh yeah, you could see any type of date in the future. I mean, so let's say you were having a special taping or something that day, and you wanted to make sure that you were okay.
It's taken a long time to think. This better be good news here.
It says your ambitions could overshadow a meaningful relationship. Well, there's all other kinds of things that you can do. So let's go back to the highlight screen, and we'll see what else is happening. How about the arts? I know you like the arts, or maybe your home life. How about for your house?
Oh yeah, I'm working on my house.
Okay, so let's let's point and click on home life to go there. And these are all kinds of different subjects, like using the census records to track your relatives. I mean, if I wanted to use that, all I have to do is just point and click, and now it will give me more information about this. I could read how to do this. And all this information is available to you because what you did is you hooked your computer up with a modem to another computer that's called an online service like Prodigy.
Very interesting.
Okay, now what about if we check out a bulletin board system?
Bulletin boards. Yeah, that's different than Prodigy, right?
Well, it's a different thing, but it works almost the same. So now we're going to exit Prodigy, okay, because I kind of showed you just a little bit of what you can do.
So you don't just hang the phone up?
Oh, no, you have to formally say goodbye.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to point and click to File and point and click to Exit.
Same as any Windows program.
That's right. And now we have to end this session. See, because what has to happen is my computer has to hang up the line with the other computer so you can use your phone if you wanted to.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm going to point and click on End this session. And what that does is it says, well, we get a little message that says thank you, but now we're disconnecting.
I see.
So the computers, they're hanging up the phone with each other.
That's it?
That's it.
Nice.
That's how easy it is.
I got to try that myself. Now it's finally time to learn how to call those BBSs, the bulletin board systems, right?
That's right. And to call a BBS, you need communication software. And I use Procom, so let's start it.
Okay.
First, we need to change to the directory and press a space, and now the name of the directory where my software is located, or Procom.
We learned this change directory on tape 1.
That's right. Press Enter, and you see the directory change there at the prompt. And now I'm going to type in PC Plus, which starts my software program, Procom. Press Enter, and we see Procom on the screen. And on the bottom, it says press any key to enter terminal mode.
Now, why do you need something like Procom?
Well, you need communication software to call a bulletin board system.
Okay.
Because what it does is it allows your modem to talk to the computer bulletin board system.
Any of those thousands that are in that directory?
That's right, but you need the communication software to do that.
Okay.
So let's get started. Now the first thing to do is to find somebody that you want to call.
Mm-hmm.
And then after you do that, you press Alt-D, and I get what looks like a personal phone book. But in this phone book, we're going to put the names, as you see at the top.
This one's empty.
That's right. We're going to put in names of computer bulletin board systems that we can call.
Okay.
So let's put in our first one. I'm going to press R for Revise Entry, because we're going to revise the first entry, because there's nothing in it right now.
Got it.
Okay, the name of the computer bulletin board system we're calling is the PC Users Group. So I type in the name just as if I was using a word processing program.
Mm-hmm.
Press Enter, and now we need the phone number of the computer bulletin board system. And I know the phone number from looking it up, and it's 447-7816. You just type in the phone number there.
Okay.
Okay, press Enter, and now we need to know the baud rate. Okay?
What does all that mean?
All right, well, the baud rate is just like the speedometer on a car. You know, we track the speed we go with our car by miles per hour. But when we have computer-to-computer conversations, the information also has a speed rate.
I know they talk pretty fast, but what's a normal rate here?
Okay, it's called baud rate. Okay, now 1200 is, some people use 1200, but most people use 2400. And I need to select 2400 by pushing on the down arrow key to select 2400.
And how do you know to set the 2400?
Well, it will also say in that directory listing.
Oh, so you look it up in the directory.
And it will also depends on how fast your modem works.
Okay.
I'm going to press Enter to accept the 2400.
Well, look, it transferred over.
That's right. And now we see parity. Well, you'll see parity in that listing too, but most of the time it's going to be none.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to accept that because I don't want to get into the techie stuff with you.
Okay.
I'm going to press Enter, and the same thing with the data bits. Okay, 9 times out of 10 is going to be 8. All right?
So it's a pretty smart program. It already knows just about what to set it to.
And that's why it's easy to use Procom. So I'm going to press Enter to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with the stop bits. I'm going to press Enter to accept that. Now, full duplex, that gets into a really complex communications, topic.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to tell you that full, again, is the most popular.
Okay.
So I'm going to press Enter, and now we're down to protocol. Well, the protocol is
Yep, there's a bunch of good names there.
Kermit.
Kermit, yes.
Well, the protocol is the language, okay, from when I take a file off the computer bulletin board system, when I download a file.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, again, X modem is the most popular.
And
Okay.
Procom knows that.
And Procom knows that. I'm going to press Enter, and then ANSI, once again, it's the most popular, and that's why Procom put it there.
Okay.
Okay. When I press Enter, it asks me to clear the last date and total. I'll say no.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to accept this entry?
Looks right.
Yes.
Okay.
Do I want to save it? Sure I do. I just typed it in. So I'm going to accept that by saying yes. And there you see it up on the top,
So this will always be in my dialing directory from now on?
just like your personal phone book.
So you don't have to put this stuff in one time?
Not at all. So because we have PC Users Group highlighted,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to dial it right now by pressing the Enter key. When I press the Enter key, you hear that. Okay, that's the modem working. It's
Whoa.
dialing the phone.
Dials pretty fast there.
And so what the modem is doing, it's connecting my computer to the computer bulletin board system computer. Okay, and you hear those screeching sounds? That's normal. Okay, that's normal because what's happening is we're connecting.
What's that? Connect 2400.
And that's, Procom's telling you.
Oh, what's that?
Okay, now the first question we're asked is, do you want graphics? And this may change from computer bulletin board system to system.
Mm-hmm.
But on the user group, it asks me if I want graphics. Well, sure I do. They're prettier.
Okay.
So I'm going to type in a Y and press Enter for yes. And now we see almost like a welcome screen. We
Look at
find
that.
out when the meetings are. I mean, that's what's so neat about bulletin board systems.
And all this is coming over my phone line now?
That's right. So now I have to sign on, and that's when I first use the computer, anytime I dial from my computer to the computer bulletin board system.
Okay.
So my first name is Kim, I press Enter. My last name is Commando, and so I type that in. Now I'm asked for a password. You have to call the computer bulletin board system to get one of these.
So you have to kind of register with them first?
That's right. And so I'm going to type in my password, and you see dots,
Mm-hmm.
and that's only so somebody who's looking over my shoulder can't see my password.
Same as in Prodigy.
That's right. So now you see my user status, VIP user, and I have a time limit.
I would have guessed that.
Okay, well, the time limit, that's just so that you can let other people use the bulletin board system. It's like sharing.
So you only get 45 minutes at a time.
That's right.
Every time you type in your name and password, you get 45 minutes.
You got it.
Okay.
I'm going to press Enter,
Mm-hmm.
and now I can see all the messages. And these are all the different conferences. You see there's, over 10 conferences there. Well, look, I got a message.
Message to you.
Okay.
1.
Now,
Oh,
if you read the screen, it says press Enter to continue.
Okay.
So I'm going to press enter to continue. And now we see another menu, okay, of mail
colorful.
commands, file areas, and other commands.
Now, do most bulletin boards look like this?
Well, this one looks really good, and a lot of them do, but you may not see such a quite an elaborate display on a lot of bulletin board systems.
Well, how do you learn how to use a bulletin board? I mean, there's no instructions here.
Well, what you want to do is just try it. You know, don't be afraid of it. You're not going to really harm it or anything. And you know, you can't. And if you really look at the screen, like, let's say you wanted to, let's just say leave a comment to the sysop, but we'll talk about what that is later.
Sysop.
Okay, the command to do that was the first letter that's in those brackets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to press enter to continue, but first, you know, before we do that, how about if we read my mail?
Well, let's read your mail.
Okay, so let's look at.
You have one message. I remember up there. Yeah.
But let's see if we can find the command under mail commands.
Okay, mail.
Okay, look at the last line. It says RYS. Okay, read your mail since last and present conference.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so when I type in R space Y space S and press enter, there's my mail. See, that's how you figure out how to move around in a bulletin board service. You look for those letters in the bracket.
Look, somebody wrote you a very nice letter there.
Oh yeah, that is nice. And look at the little smiley face. You see that a lot. You see that a lot.
Now, how could you send a letter back to this person if you want to reply to this letter?
Well, all I have to do is type in REP, okay, and press enter. And now it says the subject. I mean, I can accept that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, reply short for, REP is short for reply.
Okay.
Okay, I can accept the subject by pressing enter. Message security, now I don't mind if other people read it. And now we can send a note to Fred Henderson, who sent me the note. And I can say, thank you for telling me. Because Fred told me that he enjoyed, you know, watching the videotapes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so I'll just say, Kim Commando, and because we'll make it short, because we've got a lot to do. Okay, now if you look on the bottom of the screen, it says press escape to exit.
So this is like a little miniature word processor, kind of like.
Yeah, I'm going to write Fred a longer note when we're not doing what we're doing. But let's press escape to exit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when I press escape, and now I see all those commands. But again, just look at the first letters. Like A stands for a board, and that means like if I didn't want to send Fred that note, I could hit A for a board.
So if you change your mind, you just type an A.
That's right, and I probably should write him a longer note, but that's okay. And then you also have help. See the H in front of help? So if you need some help sending a note, just type an H.
Oh, that's where you get instructions.
That's right. And
pretty good.
But when you want to send a note, you need to save it.
Okay.
And so that's the S over there by save. So I'm going to type in S for save, and I save the message, and here we are. So I'm going to press enter to continue. I'm going to press enter to continue, and now I need to press enter to continue again.
So you just follow the directions down there.
That's right. You just follow the directions.
It pretty much tells you what to do.
That's right. I want to show you how to join a conference.
Wait a second. Now we're back to the same menu again, the main menu?
Yeah, that's what happens. See, anytime you really use a feature in a bulletin board service, 9 times out of 10, they're going to give you back right to the main menu, so it's easy to use.
And let you know you have 54 more minutes left.
Yeah, so we better get going, okay? So we're going to join a conference, and if we look under the mail commands, see where it says join a conference? Okay.
I bet you type a J in,
You
right?
got it. I just type the J in, I press enter. Now these are like all different conference rooms that are going on right now on the Phoenix PC Users Group bulletin board system. It would be like you and I were having a conversation maybe in conference room 4 about WordPerfect, only we weren't talking, we were sending a note back and forth.
So it's sort of like topics of your notes on the bulletin board.
That's right, but we're not going to join a conference, so I'm going to press enter to continue, enter to continue. But when you try it out, you should join a conference.
So if I had a question on how to use WordPerfect or Lotus 123, I could actually leave a message on there and
That's right.
It would help me?
Oh yeah, that's right. And
This is pretty good.
It really is neat. It's like a whole support group there. And how about if we download a file?
What does that mean?
Okay, that means we're going to take a look at that shareware I was telling you about before.
Well, this is how you get files from other computers
That's
without going to the software store. I like that.
The first thing we need to do is see where it says file directories. Tell me what the command is. I want you to tell me where it says file directories, the third one down in the file area.
Okay, so it looks like a D for download file,
well,
right?
nope, we don't need to. We have to change to the directory first.
Oh, you got to find out what the thing's called
So I
first.
say file directories, I
Okay.
type in the F, and press enter. And so these are all the shareware file listings.
Wow, look at all that.
Oh yeah, so you have educational programs, game programs, and again, to select the file listing that you want to take a look at.
How come new is flashing?
Well, because they want to draw some attention to that. So why don't we select that? And to do that, we press the number, or we type in the number right before it. That's an 11. So I type in 11, and I'm going to press enter. And now you see these are the new files in the computer bulletin board system.
So every time you type a command in to tell the computer to act on that, you just hit enter, I guess, right?
Yep, that's after you put in the command, just press enter. Now if we take a look, boy, it's a desktop publishing program. And we could download that, or we can...
Wait a second, you're telling me that I can download a file that's a desktop publishing program and bring it into my computer without even going to the software store?
That's right, and this is called shareware. Now you still have to pay for it though. It's a try it, and if you like it, then you buy it. Okay, and there's normally information in there to tell you how to do that.
Okay.
Okay, but we're going to download the file, so I'm going to press D for download. Oops, and I press 2 Ds, I guess. So I press the backspace key to erase one.
Same as in word processing.
That's right.
Okay.
So I press enter, and it says, ask me the name of the file to download.
I bet it's right there.
That's
file
right.
name.
It's EVP 101 period ZIP. Okay. I press enter, and now it asks me for those protocols. Remember those
Yep,
when we
there's
set it up?
those weird names again.
Okay, but we know that X modem is the most popular, and that's the one we're going to take.
Okay.
So I'm going to press the X to put the X in there, and press enter to have it do it. Okay, now let me explain something to you then.
Download time. What does that mean?
Well, no, I have to tell you something.
Okay.
Okay, now the computer bulletin board system is sending me the file, but I'm not ready to accept it yet. Okay, now when I'm downloading a file, I have to press the page down key. Okay, watch what happens when I press the page down key. I have to give it that protocol too, or else it's not going to work.
So both ends sort of have to match.
That's right, they have to be talking the same language.
Okay, so you put the X
Modem
modem.
is 1. See it?
So 1 here.
Okay, so I type in 1, and I press enter. It asks me for the file name, and that's the name of the file that we just typed in, right?
Right.
Okay, so I press enter, and now you see over there the file is being transferred.
So this is happening right now.
It's happening as we speak. Now the ZIP extension.
Right.
Remember that suitcase?
It's done already?
It's done already. It's not
That's
that
pretty
far.
fast. Why was it so fast?
Well, because it's zipped up. That's
Zipped up.
Okay, that's that ZIP extension.
What does that mean?
That means that the file is compressed to just a fraction of its size, and in order to use it, we have to unzip it.
That's the purpose of file compression, so it comes over the phone lines fast.
That's right.
That's pretty neat. I like that.
That's right. So I'm going to press enter to continue, and press enter to continue, and you probably guess we're going to see that main menu again.
So you just basically follow the directions at the bottom of the screen.
Oh yeah, it's not very difficult. It's easy to use a bulletin board system.
Okay.
And you know, there's a person that runs all this, or a couple of people. Okay?
Right.
They're called sysops.
sysops.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Okay, that's short for system operators.
Why don't they just call them system operators?
Well, because I guess they couldn't fit all that space in the menu there, but
Okay.
anyway, there are these people called system operators. Okay, so if you ever need some help using a bulletin board system,
Right.
if you look up on the menu, like under mail commands, we can always drop a note.
Oh, under mail command it says comment
To
to sysop.
Okay.
Sysop.
Yeah,
So if you want to send him a letter,
That's
all
right.
you do is type C.
you can send them a letter, or
Let's
if you
send
want
him a
some
letter.
help.
We got to tell him this is pretty neat.
Okay, so I
Send a
type in
letter.
C, and I press enter.
Okay.
And it says leave a comment for the sysop.
Yes.
So I type
Y,
in Y for yes,
and then enter.
press enter. Now it says to the sysop.
So we get that same kind of word processing screen,
Yeah.
as though you were replying to a letter then, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Okay, so how about if we say, love your system? Okay?
Well, you should like that.
Yeah, I mean, it is a great system. And so now I'll put our names.
This could be the beginning of a great relationship with the sysop here, Kim.
That's right. My mother would be happy. Okay, if you look on the bottom of the screen, it says press escape to exit.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Just like we did before when we replied to that note.
Okay.
So I'm going to press escape to exit. And now we get those abort, help.
And I know you're going to type probably way over to the here, you're going to type S for save, right?
You know, you learn pretty quick, Mike. I type in S for save, and I press enter. And it saved the comment, and now we press enter to continue. And here we are back at the commands. But you really should try this on your own.
So is it, if I make a mistake here, what if I type a wrong command here? Am I going to like louse up my computer or this other guy's computer somewhere in some other state?
Well, you know, it's a good idea to kind of work your way around it and always to follow the main menus. But nothing major is going to happen. I mean, you know, you're not going to totally destroy anything.
But can I really pick any one of these thousands of phone numbers and,
Oh,
and bulletin
absolutely.
boards and just try them out?
Oh, absolutely. And there, you know, there's even some like that may be out of state that have 800 numbers, like the government. They have a lot of bulletin board systems.
What does the government have bulletin boards for?
Well, like how to start your own business, and they have some demographic and census information that you can get too.
You could shut yourself in a room and get pretty addicted to this bulletin board stuff.
You know, and a lot of people do, Mike. They really do. But, you know, you never want to just like exit the program. You always should say goodbye to the bulletin board system.
Okay.
You know, that's like good etiquette.
So
right?
we're going to hang up now?
We're going to hang up, and that's always, almost always G for goodbye. And we see that under the other commands, the third one down. So where it says G for goodbye, you know, the
Right,
G?
I see it.
So I type in G and press, oops, I guess I
Bunch of
heavy
G's there.
fingers here today. Type in the G and press enter. And it says, you know, it tells us how long we were on, and it thanks us for calling.
We had a lot more time left. We could have stayed on there and done some of those other things there.
Mike, we got other things to do, okay? I mean, you could do this on your own.
But what happened to that file that we downloaded? Where is it now?
Well, before we go to that, I want to explain to you. See where it says no carrier?
Right.
Okay, that means that our conversation has ended. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that we're okay now. We disconnected our computer from the computer bulletin board system computer.
So it hung up the phone.
It hung up the phone.
So now can we go into something else now?
Yeah, we can do that, but let's exit Procom Plus.
Okay, how do you do that?
Okay, by pressing Alt-X. See where it says exit to DOS?
So we're going to go back to the DOS prompt now,
That's right. So yes is already up there, so
Uh-huh.
all I have to do is press enter. And we're right back where we started. Except for we downloaded a file.
Yeah, but where's the file? Where'd the file go?
Well, here, we'll find it. I'm going to type in CD / to go back, you remember, and press enter.
Right, from tape 1.
That's right. And now I made a special directory called download. So we're going to CD to change directory, a space, and then the name of my directory, or download.
I bet that's where you keep all your downloaded files, right?
That's right.
You're a very tidy person.
Well, watch what happens when I press enter. And the directory has changed.
Okay, we're in the download directory.
Okay, I'm going to show you the file right now by doing a directory, typing in dir and pressing enter, and I can see the files in my download
There it is,
directory.
EVP 101 zip, the one we downloaded.
Okay.
What's the other file for, though?
Well, PK unzip, okay, what that does is that will decompress all that, and that will put the software program to the size that I need so that I can use it. Now, when we downloaded that software program, the shareware program, right underneath it, it said PK unzip. I could have gotten that file too then, but I already got the PK unzip.
So if you don't have this file, you can always grab it off of a BBS, right?
Oh yeah, because
learning.
because you can't use a software program or shareware that's zipped up, so they say, unless you unzip it.
Okay, so how do we use this EVP 101?
Okay, well the first thing we need to type.
It's supposed to be some sort of word processor, right?
Yep. The first thing we type is PK unzip.
Okay.
Because we're going to unzip the file. I put a space, and then I have to type in the name of the file, which is EVP101. Okay?
Okay.
When I press enter, see at the bottom it says inflating. Okay, normally the last line will tell you how to start the program.
So this is it? It's already been done?
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
Wow.
I mean that's not very difficult.
Well, how do you know it's been unzipped?
Okay, well let's do a directory so we can see what's in the download directory.
Okay.
I'll type in dir and press enter, and there you see. Now
Oh,
we
there's a
have
new
3
file.
files. That's
Oh,
right.
Q. This is a new file. It just turned up there.
That's right, and that's how you start the program. So I'm going to type in Q
Mm-hmm.
to start. Now this is the file we just took off of the computer bulletin board system.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to press enter, and
Look at that.
And it's a word processing program.
I got a new program in my computer. That's pretty good. Over
Well-
a phone line. This is pretty good.
Now, Mike, I'm not going to teach you how to use this one right now. Okay, you're going to have to do it by yourself.
Okay.
Because I already taught you WordPerfect.
I can
and
handle
Microsoft
it.
Word. You can do it. So I'm going to press escape to bring us back to the system prompt.
This is pretty easy. I like this. This communications is pretty good.
So you can see what you can do with a modem. I mean, you can exchange information. You can get the latest news. And you can meet new friends. You get software. You can drop mail. You can drop notes to your friends. You can get mail.
I got one question for you. Just because I have my modem here plugged into my phone line, can anybody sort of get into my computer and like read my letters and mess around with my
Oh,
stuff?
no, not at all, Mike.
Why is that?
Because what happens is your computer has to be set to receive a phone call. See, like the computer bulletin board system,
Right?
it's all set to receive a phone call. Okay.
I see.
Your computer sitting here right now, even though the modem's on, I mean, you see the lights on your external modem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're not set to receive a phone call, so nobody can dial into it.
So you still maintain the privacy.
Oh, that's right.
I like communications. This is good.
There's a lot you can do with communications. You should try it.
I'm going to. You know something? We only have 10,000 more names to call here. So
Oh,
let's get started.
no,
No, there's
Mike.
some great bulletin boards here.
No,
Look,
get out of here.
page after